Hello, I'm John, the executive producer here at Final Show Films. I got a few notes for you before the show. First, I want to thank you all for watching. We couldn't do what we do or the amount of things that we do without the support of you, the viewer. If you want to support us financially, which we always appreciate, you can go to our Patreon page at patreon.com/fsfilms, where you can donate as little as $1 a month to help us continue this and all the things that we do. I want to give a special shout out to our $25 supporters, Antitonic, Waterflame, and Samantha Bates. Second, I want to let you all know that we here at Final Show Films are planning a little get-together up at Gen Con this year. That's August 2nd through 5th up at Indianapolis. We're going to be up there just sort of hanging out, enjoying the con, spending time together, and if any of you guys want to come up and say hi, please feel free. We don't bite unless you want us to. And if you enjoy whatever it is you're about to watch or listen to, be sure to check out our website at finalshowfilms.com, where you can find links to all of our other content, both podcast and video. And be sure to follow me at John A. Bates on Twitter for more updates on all of the content we're creating in the future. In the meantime, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoy.
Yeah, I'm 1,500 experience points away.
And we're live with that little tidbit of information. Hello, everyone! Welcome back to Gran Terra Rebirth. I'm John, your game master for the evening. And as you can see, I have managed to cram one more person into this overlay. I'm joined today by William.
Hi, I'm William, and I'm playing Baldwin Ironhands, Dwarven Cleric of the Forge.
And Jeremy.
Hi, I am Jeremy. I am playing Selina, the really driven at the moment for certain reasons, Fire Genasi, Wild Maid Sorcerer.
And Mara.
Hi, I'm Mara. I'm playing Hope, Rogue Barbarian Scourge Asmar Revenant person.
The list of roles just gets longer.
Yes! I could go on.
And Aaron.
Hi, I'm Aaron. I'm playing Agdrasol, the Elven Ranger who is so tragically sober.
And Cody.
Cody, I'm playing Corbin, the human battle master / paladin of Kultir. I'll kill everything.
And Patricia.
I'm Patricia. I'm playing Kalin, Bladesinger Rogue.
And
Wizard.
Recently returned Jack.
Hey everybody, I'm Jack, and I am playing Staphylos, the Minotaur Drunken Master Monk.
When last we left most of our party, aside from Staphylos, the group has ventured forth from Kor on the top of an airship to Luxuria in the land of Eleonora, seeking the death of one Kalin, who is apparently some bigwig in an underground criminal organization within the land of Eleonora. On the way there, there was much discussion had about dying as the ship crashed, which the ship didn't crash, diving into Valkyr's Challenge, which are a triad of massive whirlpools that are basically unnavigable, but legends say that there is an ancient temple to Valkyr underneath the waves in their center that may hold some form of treasure, and proximity to which causes Storm Herald to light up like a Christmas tree.
Super Saiyan!
There was a conversation with the crew as to what to expect in the seedy underbelly of Luxuria. The statement was, how do you turn down the wrong street and not get stabbed? And the answer was, you don't. There were a few other bits of characterization happening, but when we left the party last, they were just pulling in. The city of glass and crystal, shining brilliantly in the noonday sun, was before them as they approached the tallest tower, whereat there are a few other large cargo ships, much like this one, docked. Yeah, you are all, most of you, I don't know if all of you are or not, but a couple of you are standing on the deck as the ship approaches. You have probably only a minute or two before it actually docks.
Huh. It was not a metaphor. Okay. Good. Good to know. What?
Do they have, like, privacy curtains or something?
I don't know. I hope so.
Okay.
Typically speaking, unless
Uh,
you're dealing with men of the faith or casters of arcane magic, people don't usually use metaphors for everyday things.
I don't know. It's just it's weird. Okay, so what are we what are we going to be we have to find this person, right? Kalin?
Yep.
Okay.
She's just sort of staying on the deck, watching, looking out.
Yeah.
Do you have somewhere to start looking? Either of you? I say to Selina and to
Adolfo.
Adolfo. I was thinking, I saw something Alfo. I was thinking Rudolfo, Adolfo, yeah.
I'm going to guess Thieves Guilds, some kind of criminal enterprise. That's where he's going to be.
Well,
Unless he's changed things up.
if you want to find information in Eleonora, the best way to do so is to know somebody, or to frequent a gambling hall or a tavern. That is where much of the air quote business happens in Eleonora.
Well, I'm afraid the only person that I really know in this town is a tattoo artist.
Might be worth
Speaking of
checking.
which,
Yeah, speaking of which.
yes.
Do you want me to take you to him?
Yes, please.
I'll take you to a tattoo
Will he
artist.
give me a discount?
Are you
Maybe.
fine?
I can't promise
Okay.
anything.
All right.
Look, we're going to need to do some information gathering before we need to do smashing of this person's face, correct?
Yes. No, you're correct. You're absolutely correct.
So I have to go and
So,
With all due respect to the faiths, not all of them are characterized by their subtlety.
My holy symbol is the blacksmith's hammer and anvil. I know exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah, mine doesn't. My holy symbol is insert Argon symbol here.
It is a scythe mowing down wheat.
My holy symbol is the harvest. It doesn't have to define me.
You're also not a cleric of the harvest.
Yeah, go get a tattoo with the barbarian, and the rest of
thought
us
you
can be subtle.
how
Hope
you know
Well,
what? One
Susie
way to
got-
find things in a city of glass and like, just breakable things is to throw rocks. So
wait a
Don't
That
minute.
kind of
do
thing.
that.
Sorry, that was not actual.
Don't throw rocks in a city of glass. That's how you piss people off.
yeah, well, we have to find a person. So us?
You and I are going to go get you a tattoo. You
Yeah.
let
I'm coming
everyone
with.
else. You let everyone else worry about throwing rocks, okay?
I'm
Don't
coming
worry, we
with.
got
Maybe we'll
this.
find a bar on the way.
So,
Mhm.
I want to sort of just whisper to Kalin slightly. Our employer has some interest in the city, but if you need to run off with your friend, and I can cover.
What needs to be done?
Basic networking.
If she's just going for a tattoo, I can go with you.
Great, thanks.
and with those last few bits of exchange happening, the ship pulls in. And now that you're much closer, you can tell the tower that you're is indeed made of crystal. It seems to have been grown into a spire rather than chiseled or shaped in such a way. The crystal is sort of a it's not see-through, first of all. It's not like clear. It's sort of a cloudy white in nature, but polished to a reflective sheen, so that direct sunlight obviously makes it light up like a beacon. And as the ship sort of pulls in to the side of this crystal, two large arms, two large sort of mechanical arms, swing out from underneath the docking spire that's sort of jutting out, and hook underneath the hull of the airship, connecting with the rings that the crystals hold the airship, that hold the crystals that hold the airship aloft. And you see the light from the crystals die down as the ship's weight begins to apply to gravity once more. But these two large arms made of brass and wood and crystal sort of just support the weight of the ship. It jostles slightly as gravity takes hold. You all feel that feeling of lightness that you had previously go away as once more gravity is fully asserting itself on you and the ship. But the ship seems to be firmly held. Firelight, the captain, is sort of heading towards the off-ramp. And the group of you, as you're preparing to leave, see a group of individuals approaching. They all sort of are wearing sort of a similar uniform of sort of very formalized black outfit. There are about 4 elves, all female with differing hair colors, holding clipboards with papers on them, looking over information. And sort of in the middle of them talking with, sort of walking up and talking with one on the right, is what appears to be a human male, wearing a black linen suit with white shirt that has ruffles going down the front and sort of open, lacy sleeves at the wrists. Blonde hair, sort of light blonde hair, cut short on the sides, a little bit longer on the top, swept back a bit. Looks to be mid-50s-ish. Approaching as Firelight walks down the plank towards them. Does the group of you follow?
I'm gonna follow. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm hanging back.
Those of you that follow, as you get closer, you're a bit. This individual has something of an air about them. Nothing that just sort of draws your attention to them. They just have sort of this enigmatic feel about them. And as you look, you notice in addition to being a human surrounded by elves, they sort of have a couple of distinct features. Their eyes, it distinctly looks male, but his eyes are not the same color. One is blue and one is a bit brown. But in addition to that, the left eye seems to be dilated open permanently. As they...
The one or the brown one?
It's the left eye, which would be the brown one. And he sort of looks over the group of you, that dilated eye giving him a sort of an otherworldly feel. As he looks at Firelight, talks for a moment, and then turns and starts walking towards the group of you.
I'm gonna do an insight roll just to generally size them up.
Sure.
Yeah, I would like to make that too, because officials in uniforms. 24.
I'll just spend a minute looking them over, and then I'll decide what I learn.
Jesus Christ.
What?
8.
24.
Started it off right.
Both of you can't really read much. This person doesn't seem hostile, doesn't seem overly dangerous or anything like that, but they're just very hard to read. It's just sort of this air of mystery about them as they move forward, and just looking at the group of you, raising hands up and sort of clasping them together. Well, welcome to Eleonora and Luxuria in particular. I am the magistrate here of the city and owner of the ship you're riding on. You may call me... Well, my name is Zygmunt Stellapulver. You may call me Ziggy if you like. Most of my friends do.
I was going to anyways.
My
She
captain
said
tells
it
me...
sort of jokingly. But
My captain tells me that you all come from Kor and that you might have an explanation as to our world's new border. He says, looking over to the left, and you all can see vaguely in the distance on the horizon the dark purple swirling mass that is the abyss. Looking back.
Yeah, we're relatively familiar with that.
It's the abyss.
Yes, and what would you determine it is?
don't
Dangerous.
go into it.
I had no
It
intention of
spits
that.
stuff out. Keep a watch on it.
It's nothingness. It's
It's the border of this world as it is still under construction by the Plane Shaper.
Aaron, you're muted.
That would make sense. Sorry, go ahead.
Well then. And what brings you to our fine city of Luxuria?
Your ship.
Exploration of
It sort of has
Damn
a
it.
sort of a wry, jovial grin sort of dawns his face in response to Corbin's statement, but he keeps his attention on Baldrin.
we're coming here to explore the areas of the world that have been revealed since the Plane Shaper managed to peel back the abyss a few days ago with the help of myself and some of our companions.
The best way to think of it might be from our perspective, you were previously walled off by the same abyss you now see in the distance. And so we are now we're the welcome wagon, and we're now trying to explore areas that were not previously accessible from the plane as it exists.
Fascinating. Well, I would dearly love to learn more of this abyss and of the world you come from, if it has indeed changed from what we know. Would you mind speaking with me at length about this?
I would love to. I'd also love if you have any information on contact your areas had or didn't have with other planes to cross-reference that.
I'm certain an exchange of information would be quite useful for both sides.
It's delightful
think-
to hear.
I think Actor Saul would be able to get you the most accurate and scientifically comprehensive information that we have on the situation.
I'm not exactly a scholar on the subject, but I am the right word for I'm a ranger.
Better versed.
It is my
I'm
skill
more
set.
of a practical learner, but I do have a lot of experiential information and a fair bit of various accounts that I could provide to you.
Well, that would be lovely. In the meantime, please enjoy your stay in my city. If you have any problems or any questions, please feel free to ask me. My doors are always open for newcomers and citizens.
And what is your name, friend?
Ziggy.
Oh, no, sorry.
Hey.
I completely missed that. I didn't. Boulder didn't say that, I forgot.
Zygmunt Stellaparvis,
Yes. I missed that entirely. Sorry.
also known as Ziggy.
Yes. I was totally going to call him that anyways.
I mean, it's your nature. Well then, I will show you to the elevator.
Ah, why are there stairs? Please, are there stairs?
I mean, how high up are we?
Yeah.
You sort of look over, and the next highest build.
No, I'm not looking over.
Yeah, I like get close to the edge and then I don't look directly over. I just like
That
from the angle.
there
to
are
the
clouds
ground.
underneath you.
Yeah,
Oh,
no.
boy.
Wait a minute.
That would be a lot of stairs.
Let me see if I understand this correctly. You want to jump into certain things, and yet you're scared of heights?
I'm not scared of heights. I just don't like
Can we not have
being
this
on
argument again right now?
mechanical
Just
things that may break when I'm at heights. I'm fine
Okay,
standing
no,
on
no,
the
would it
no,
help if
that-
I carried
what?
you 5 feet above where
That's
the
it.
elevator is going down?
I will give you that one based on past experiences. I get it. It's fine.
No. But fine. I guess we're taking an elevator.
He turns and sort of reaches
I
over.
did not take teleportation circle as my 5th level spell. I'm sorry.
He reaches over, grabs a clipboard from one of the elves that was following him, produces a pen from somewhere and writes on it real quick, hands it back, clicks the pen, puts it in his coat. Follow me. And heads very confidently across this crystal platform into the tower itself.
Are the elves following with us?
They're following him. Yes.
They're following him.
Yes.
Okay.
We all have to
I'm
get down
following.
somehow.
Yeah, I'm following.
I am going to attempt to see what was written down. I want to steal the paper off of that clipboard.
Why are you a kleptomaniac?
I'm a rogue. I
Do
want to know why he's so.
you want to just like try to steal a glance at the clipboard, or are you actually just trying to steal the clipboard?
No, they'll know. I don't want them to know that I know what's on there, but yeah, I just want to get a glance at it. Mm-hmm.
Stealth up. Give me a stealth roll.
Okay.
Yeah, I was hearing I want to steal the paper, and I'm like, why?
And then I rethought it through. Good. 24.
Okay, give me a perception check.
Okay. Natural 20.
So yeah, the elf is sort of holding the clipboard to her chest, but she's not like trying to hide it. So as you sort of step up, it looks like you're checking her out. But you do manage to sort of see that it's a manifest. It says no cargo, 8 passengers, and then it's signed Ziggy Selapulva.
Okay. Cool. And then I sort of casually hang back again.
Bureaucracy sometimes is just bureaucracy.
Yeah, well, I don't trust it.
And that is a valid.
My experience with
reaction.
bureaucracy have not been good, so.
I feel like you made that significantly worse for yourself, though.
You did.
Shush.
Experience with bureaucracy goes bad when you make your experience with bureaucracy bad.
We're going to
I-
spend our entire vacation on the idyllic island, like, made of paradise glass. Standing in fine lines, aren't we?
So you all enter the building, and the inside of the building is very comfortable. This looks to be sort of a departure lounge. There are couches and chairs and desks with spare paper and pens and things on them. There are large crystal spheres that seem to have images playing through them. I don't know if any of you go up to sort of inspect them, but as
Kalin will.
all right, you go up and you see it looks to be the one that you go up to. There seems to be some form of sporting event happening that is being shown on the crystal.
Is it the Blitzball tournament?
No, it's from what you're seeing, there seems to be a group of orcs or half orcs or somebody running down a field carrying a goblin who is carrying a ball.
Oh, it's Blood Bowl.
And being tackled by treants. It's a very odd looking scene.
Blood Bowl.
There's some form of commentary happening over it, but you're
An ogre and a vampire.
You're not familiar with the sport, so you're not certain what the information is.
Okay. She's more interested in how it works anyway.
It just seems to be some sort of like scrying orb that's scrying a particular location that's sort of like standardized.
Cabal Vision HD.
Yeah, the elves sort of split off and go in different directions as Ziggy leads you towards the central column of the building. There's this fine, it's the same sort of crystal material as the outside. This powdered white crystal slides open to reveal a hexagonal inner chamber that sort of has just a rail in it, circling around about a half a foot away from the walls. And he sort of walks into the other side, turns around, just putting both hands on the rail, leans back and waits for the group of you to come in.
Oh yeah, I head in.
I go in.
Okay.
Hopefully this one's a lot smoother than the last elevator
Clutch
that
the
we went in.
railing. Yep.
Clutch the railing. Everybody go in?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Kalin, are you still watching the scrying orb, or are you going to the elevator?
Yeah, she'll catch up with the others. Go to the elevator.
So you all get in the elevator. The doors behind you slide closed, and as they do, the walls, which are currently just sort of an opaque white crystal, suddenly change, and it's as if you're seeing straight out of the tower. You can actually see the airship that you just came off of, as well as the other airships docked around, and you see elves and people moving about on them. And your vision through the walls begins to shift as it goes down along the sides of the tower. You feel that sort of strange pull of gravity, as you can definitely tell the elevator you're on is moving with the vision. But it doesn't seem like there's no sounds of like scraping or mechanical chains or ropes or anything. If you couldn't see outside, you wouldn't know the thing was moving, basically. And as your
gravity lessons.
as the vision goes down, you sort of get a better view of the entirety of the city. You can see from the sort of the walls of this chamber. It stretches on for quite a while, for several miles, up and down the coast of Eleonora. You can see in the distance the swirling whirlpools of Valkyr's Challenge. These similarly multicolored crystal buildings surrounding the tower that are sort of rising up to meet you as your vision goes down. Ziggy just sort of leaning back, looking at the rest of you. So, it's a while before we hit the ground. Tell me where you come from and all about it.
That's a conversation that could take hours.
Give me the short version.
We come from this version of the world that, up until about a couple of days ago, was essentially limited to core, Underhold, and a couple of outlying villages walled off by the abyss that you now see outside of your land, until a group of us entered a tower outside of core and helped the Plane Shaper locate the world so that they could forge more of it into existence. And now the abyss has moved back to where it is now.
Why is the abyss still there, then, if you assisted the Plane Shaper?
Because the beacon that guides the Plane Shaper to this world is not incomplete. It is not complete yet. They're not quite able to continue to forge the rest of the plane.
What is causing it to be incomplete?
As far as I can tell, demonic corruption in the tower.
Sounds dreadfully frightful.
Well, after we're done with our business here exploring the new lands, I suspect some of us will be heading back to the tower to try and clear more of it out.
And you said explore, but what exactly is your business here?
Mine is exploration and taking my friend to get the tattoo from the Glass Needle, the only place that I still remember from around here. Everyone else has their own.
His sort of gaze, that one dilated eye, the other eye piercing, just sort of sweeps along the rest of you as he waits for further answers.
The others wanted to explore, find out what was beyond, and I felt like it might be a decent way to collect allies also interested in fixing the new Abyss border and, as you said, making sure it isn't there anymore.
His eyes sort of fall on Selina.
She doesn't. Once she's looking at him, yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to word it. But she doesn't hesitate. I'm here to reconnect with a old friend of my mom's.
His eyebrows raise at that point. Looks over at Hope.
You here to get a tattoo?
I traveled across the world because I want a tattoo.
Exploring. I'm gonna get a tattoo, and then we're on some sort of revenge thing. So that's gonna be fun.
Straight out with it. Yes.
Yeah.
Boldrin was being tactful.
He does glance back over specifically at Selina at the mention of revenge. How are you reacting, Selina?
She is struggling not to push her off of the lift. Like, seriously.
As we've established, people have featherfall, so it's fine.
Also,
Yeah, but not that person.
Also, it's a wall. It's just a vision of the
Close.
outside. You're
Technically.
enclosed in a tube.
Let's see. Deception roll. Not great. Not bad.
You want to roll an
But
insight
no.
check, Hope?
Sure. Yeah.
Is fucking livid
My
murder.
passive
level.
insight, by the way, is now something or other. Where is it? 13. Just in general.
Yep.
But
Go roll an insight though for me.
11
11.
on that one.
You're
Do-do-do.
oblivious.
I'm a bit. Yeah. I'm too busy worrying about the elevator.
Yeah. Elevators creep you out.
Mm-hmm.
And then his eyes sort of move. And
Wait, actually, it can't be less than 13. I don't think.
his
yeah.
eyes
I'm
move
checking.
over and settle on Corbin.
I'm here to explore too. Imagine living in a place where you could travel from one end to the other within a matter of weeks. And then you look out and walking across would take you, I don't know. I could see some parts of the abyss, but from the ship, we couldn't see most of it until we got closer. So I want to see what the fuck is out there.
His eyes stop.
Also, yeah, that too.
His eyes stop at 5, who says nothing.
5.
Then they stop on Kalin.
Curiosity, this place is fascinating. So how does this elevator work?
The elevator is, as well as most of the tower, is enchanted. This is a city of art and artifice, and we utilize magic here in, well, creative ways. Well, as the magistrate of the city, I would hope that you're not here to kill someone who is important to the city. And he sort of leans back.
We don't know. I've never been here before, so.
Then I hope someone isn't important to the city.
Well, you wouldn't happen to know the name of this person you were hoping to kill, would you?
On the off chance that this person is important to the city, I'm not telling you, because then you'll try to stop me. No offense.
None taken. Though I could try to stop you now.
You could.
You
That would
mentioned
be
that-
unfortunate.
He just smiles.
Yeah, I've been watching him for more than a minute out of combat, so I learned 2 things about him. Total class levels, if any, and his armor class.
He has no class levels.
Okay.
Which doesn't mean anything because monsters don't have class levels. And his armor class is currently 23.
Oh,
Sheesh.
Okay.
We use magic in creative ways.
Yeah.
To be clear, does it say just class level or class level and or / challenge rating?
Total class levels, if any.
Okay.
I think challenge rating is another option you can find, I think.
No.
Oh, it's not?
No.
Yeah.
Nope. It's strength score, dexterity score, constitution score, armor class, current hit points, and fighter class
yeah,
levels.
because like
if
the
any.
whole thing about the battle masters, you're supposed to be assessing other fighters.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I
Like-
mean, you're
like-
supposed. Okay.
Anybody. Yeah.
Like if you encounter a city guard, you might be able to say, well, technically a city guard is like a 3rd level fighter, basically.
That's the thing, is they still do have class levels.
Yes,
if they're humans.
if they're humans.
Yes.
But yeah, I'll just say
Yeah, like
So-
like a villager would still read as a 0th level civilian.
Right.
This person does not read as a something like that would give you a level.
He doesn't read as a humanoid creature.
what. So this whole city is. Well, buildings like this are enchanted by magic.
They are.
Are they held up by magic?
In some cases, yes.
We're talking to an ancient brass dragon.
So what would happen if magic stopped? Do you guys have anything like practically built,
Yes.
or is it all just class like this?
The towers and buildings are sturdy enough to stand under their own design. If magic were to stop, for instance, here, why, you would simply be trapped in an elevator for a while.
You mentioned artifice. If given we have some time, I really would love to learn what experiences you might have with other planes, not being connected to. I suppose the hub of worlds would be the correct term.
Well, as far as my memory serves, we have quite a solid connection with a variety of planes. All of the elemental ones. We borrow energy from elemental planes to work our artifice. This tower itself is a culmination of magics drawn from the earth, fire, air, and water planes.
Out of curiosity, when the abyss, I suppose from your perspective, appeared, did that shift? Or
It's hard to
did they
say.
remain stable?
What did you see where the abyss is now? What was there before?
I can't recall for some reason.
Yeah, it seems to happen a lot. Because I was asking on the ship to see if anyone remembered anything about Core, and none of them knew any ships that had gone. So you've got all these towers with ships everywhere. Where did they go?
They are this is the headquarters of the Luxurian Air Cargo Company, which I run. We shift cargo from Luxuria to other ports and back, as well as anywhere else that requires. We have ships that go all the way from the Dragon Peaks to Tyram.
So, okay.
You may want to have your ships take a look at your regular stops, because the ship that came to Core was expecting there to be a dock when there wasn't one.
Mm-hmm. Also, a lot of them said they knew people who had gone to Core and just didn't have any like solid memories of that. Like they couldn't name anyone. So your records may get screwed up.
Yes, it does seem this whole series of events has done something to stir the mind. An effect I'm all too familiar with, but not in this context. Yes, Aaron?
Okay.
How How subtle or unsubtle is the casting of primeval awareness?
It's fairly subtle. You're just sort of focusing.
If we've got another minute, Agdrasol's going to start focusing on that.
Sure.
It's not aggressive. He's really just kind of curious.
After about a minute,
Talking to a beholder.
you sense a very powerful fey presence in the elevator with you.
Oh. Not a dragon, I don't care. Cool.
I was really hoping we were just talking to a shape-shifting beholder because his eyes are all messed up.
Yep.
Yes, because an archfey is better than a beholder.
Oh yeah, Archfey are way
No.
safer and saner than beholders.
Less prone to outbursts.
Yeah, they're very mild-mannered.
I mean, I feel like that's a wash.
So, as the elevator continues down, am I going to get an answer to my previous question? He says, turning to gaze at Selina again.
Which question was that?
Who are you here to kill?
No. No disrespect, but like I said.
Do you have a hall of records for your history?
I'm sure there's one
The
somewhere
history
here.
of the... Okay. Because that would help us try to figure out. Because as far as we're concerned, you people just arrived. You just came into existence.
Poof.
Yes.
What are the sights around here? What should we go see? Because we're exploring. What should we go see?
Well, there are a
There.
variety of interesting places. We have a wide selection of gambling halls, casinos, various other tourist attractions. The city itself is a marvel to behold. One can simply get lost wandering its streets.
See, but I don't want to go see tourist attractions because that sounds not Where does stuff like happen in the
Where
city?
would you not go?
Yeah.
There is nowhere in my city that I am uncomfortable going.
That does not surprise me in the slightest. No offense.
So, like, what are the neighborhoods? What?
And he just sort of smiles at the question.
Mm,
Do you have a tourist bureau?
Yes,
your
we do.
can we get a
ship
map?
people mentioned it's a tourist town.
You
sometimes.
certainly can acquire both a map and find the bureau. And as you're sort of looking out, you see now at roughly this point, the buildings have now sort of risen up to overtake the view of the horizon. You're fairly close to the bottom of the tower now.
Oh, good.
Well, it has been a lovely time chatting with you. He says as the elevator slows to a halt and the doors behind the vision of the outside fades, the doors open up. Well, if you're looking for places to go, there is someone in the city who owes me a favor. It would make me quite happy if you would look to his assistance in finding this person.
Okay.
His name is Staphylos. He is quite hard to miss. If you simply go down to... And he sort of looks over as if he's looking through the wall to his left. The Crystal Garter. It's a few blocks down. Hard to miss. And he, likewise, should be able to help you find what you're looking for.
Would that happen to be anywhere near the Glass Needle? I feel like you know your city.
I believe it is, actually. Likely out back, I think.
All right.
And he just sort of remains leaning against the rail, watching you.
Well, Hope, let's go find you a tattoo artist.
Sounds good. And I back out,
With
keeping my eye on him for a while, and then turn around with flinging my cloak because dang it, I feel like being dramatic.
Boldrin just kind of walks out in a normal pace, kind of looks over his shoulder at Ziggy and just kind of offers a smile and a nod, and then heads off.
Adolfo follows after you.
Corbin!
Really
I'm
quick.
coming.
Hope, you got a moment?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Turn around.
She walks over,
Mm-hmm.
sort of puts her arm around Hope, walks off. It just off like about 10 to 15 feet in one direction.
Mm-hmm. I stiffen up.
Listen,
Yeah. I wasn't trying to fuck with you. I don't lie if I can help it.
I get it. We've been through a lot. Whatever's happened, I like you. But, and I say this with as much love as I can possibly muster, if you screw this up for me, I will personally throw you into the abyss and make sure you don't come back.
First, you have to catch me, but thanks. Yep. Mm-hmm.
I got ways.
As long as this is what you want to do.
I had to throw it out there.
Mm-hmm. Just make sure this is what you want to do.
All right.
All right.
Touch on the
See you
shoulder.
around.
Turn
Yeah.
around and head back.
Head back.
Starting the episode off right. All right.
Yeah.
That
So,
was a nice version.
so as you all step off the elevator with sort of a twinkling smile, Ziggy just waves a hand. The doors close behind you. And you find yourselves in the lobby of this massive tower. There are people coming and going. There's a couple of reception desks where people are filling out paperwork and bringing in cargo. And then there's this large open arch leading outside.
Bolden's waiting for Hope, and then he's heading outside, yeah.
Corbin, you wanted to come with?
Yeah, I'm already on my way outside to the door.
Sweet.
You step outside, and so from above, this place was beautiful. On the ground, it is equally so. Each building is made of a different color crystal, but not like drastically different so as to be jarring. It's a subtle change of color from one building to the next. Just slowly transitioning from white, blending into blue, blending into green, blending into purple, as if this whole town was grown outward from the spire and just gradient, sort of going out in a gradient of color. The ground does the same. It starts off white and then goes into blue and greens and purples as it continues on. The direction, and it's not hard to find your directions at all because literally just outside the tower there is a brochure stand with maps of Luxuria and like, see the sights of lovely Luxuria, da 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 da.
I take the bunch.
You just take one and there's like this big cartoon map of Luxuria, and you can see from the map detail it basically is a rainbow of color emanating out from the center.
I love it.
With, you know, named streets and off points and circles, and it seems like the city was built on sort of concentric rings going outward. Various sites and things to do, so you can find almost anything you would want to do on this map, including the crystal garter and the glass needle.
Well, There it is.
Well, let's make our way there then.
Perfect. Stride forward.
Are you all going together, or any of you splitting off, or what?
Baldrin's headed for the glass needle, so anyone who follows him follows him.
Do we have somewhere else to go, Agdrosol?
Agdrosol was going to head first. Splitting off. I was going to head and see about this contact that Ziggy has. And
Yeah. That sounds like an
from
idea.
there, if we wanted to find a bar or something.
Well, fortunately, both those destinations are in the same direction.
Okay.
So you guys sort of all funnel down the same, with different destinations in mind, but going in the same direction, funnel down one of the side streets. And as
Oh,
the,
you
Tell me
parked
you
over
guys
here
do
too?
the awkward airport thing where you're
Yeah.
like, all right, see ya. And then walk for 5 minutes right next to each other.
Yep. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh, are you parked this way too?
and as the crystal turns from white to blue to green, you find yourself standing in front of a sign that is the sign is basically a feminine leg, like disembodied above the knee, or disembodied like at the hip, basically, with a garter made of rainbow crystals just sort of hanging off the sign, and the words "the Crystal Garter." It seems to be a multi-level casino/bar, but probably with other things as well, with other services as well.
I wonder what else they could do.
But literally two doors down, there is a similarly adorned tattoo parlor that just sort of has a needle, like sort of like tapping the word glass needle out on a sign.
Nice.
All right, that is.
Okay. Friend better be good.
Well, according to my memory, he's one of the best, but he lives in a city of magic, so it would make sense.
Or he's just like middling in the city of magic. I mean, I don't know. Should we really shop around?
If you can think of anything else, feel free.
I mean, we got
Well,
a
the map doesn't have any others listed, so
We could ask him.
it's true.
Just go in.
It's
Hey,
true.
do you know any other good tattoo places?
I'm fairly certain his answer will be no.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
Excuse me, sir. Can you recommend any of your competitors to us?
yeah, like that,
Yeah.
that'd be like walking into a high class restaurant. Hi, do you know where there's anything good to eat around here?
Yep. All right.
So while the three of you head that way, the rest of the group step into the Crystal Garter. And it is certainly an interesting place. Right now it is populated with all manner of orcs, half-orcs, elves, dwarves, tabaxi, a wide variety of races. Many of them sort of clustered around the bar having drinks and watching. You see more of these large crystal spheres that have this sporting event going on. Plenty of them are sort of sitting around watching and talking about that. Roll me perception checks. And while they're rolling
good.
perception checks,
Good at those.
Jack, describe what you look like and what you're doing here at the Crystal Garter.
Staphylos is sitting in a corner table. He's about an inch under 7 feet tall, not counting the horns. Probably a stone or two above 300. Yellow eyes, tan skin, weathered fur and hair. And he simply has probably about 5 or 6 beer steins in front of him. The majority of which are either piled off to the side, some of them tipped over, but he's finishing off the last one currently. He's playing with a pair of oversized dice in one hand, almost as if they're like those meditation balls, just rolling them back and forth. Kind of watching the room, seeing what's going on.
So you're here for 2 reasons, Staphylos. One, you're here to watch the game, which is sort of this part of the year. The game is pretty much the one big thing that goes on in most of the bars in Luxuria. But you're also here because Ziggy had asked you to ferret out some illegal gambling groups that had been bothering the more official established casinos. Undercutting their prices, doing back alley things, or even sometimes like setting up illegal gambling games in like a hotel or an inn or something. You're doing this partly because he's the magistrate of the city and thus can throw you in jail if you refuse, and also because you kind of had a drunken disorderly event happen that you really want him to ignore. So
Things got a little out of hand one night.
you've been looking into an organization known as the Shifting Sands, which has been running these sort of back alley games throughout Luxuria for the past little while, in addition to a handful of other illegal activity and crime and things. So you've gotten to know much of the more seedy underbelly of the city than most people would, and most people look at you as either a drunk and thus ignore, or a minotaur and thus ignore,
and thus avoid.
Thus avoid. So you're pretty good at gathering information without being bothered. So as you down this latest drink, you do see a group of strangers walking in, people who definitively look like outsiders, not just from their dress, but also from the way they're looking around at everything as they step in.
One of them's clutching a map.
One of them has like has
the
tourist brochure. Kalin, you looking around and you're seeing more of these scrying spheres and people drinking, and like this sort of rowdy bar atmosphere, and there's just a lot of people here. Selina and Agdrasol, you're looking around, and you were told that that the person you're looking for would stand out. And the one thing that draws your attention more than anything else is this lone minotaur sitting by himself in a back booth, staring at the 3 of you.
Looking to Selina and possibly also our bard friend.
Adolfo.
Think they take our coin here?
I mean, gold is gold.
Yeah.
Very point. I'm gonna go get a drink.
You should do this.
So this very tall winged elf with the bow on his back will just actually bow on his side, because you can't carry it on your back when you've got wings. Bow at his side will just take the seat directly next to the Minotaur, flag down the barkeep to get a drink.
So you walk back to the to this back booth, sit down next to the Minotaur. After a while, it'll be you sort of get attention of somebody, but it'll be a moment before they get over to you.
Okay.
Staphylos will look over at you.
Yeah,
look down at the pile of tankards in front of him. You have a bit to do before you catch up with me, my friend. Raise the glass.
Well, you have a head start.
That is because I get here when they open.
I mean, we would have, but
Editor's note: they never close.
Exactly.
I have been here.
He says that, and there's just one of those glowing neon signs that says 24-hour behind it.
Yeah.
My point stands.
That wasn't a counter. That was an embellishment.
That was a further explanation. So, you are newcomers to Luxuria, yes?
Yes.
I think that's fair to say.
Yeah.
Talk into your mic, Jack.
Okay.
Business or play? I joke, I jest. All business here is also pleasure.
It seems like that kind of a place, which is not a bad thing. I'm sorry, we're being rude. You are?
My name is Staphylus. And you?
Okay. Selina.
A pleasure. Welcome.
Adolfo Belmonte, you may have heard of me.
Have I heard of him?
Make me a history roll.
Okay. That is a 15.
You have heard of him, in fact. Adolfo Belmonte is a name that has come up a few times. Thought dead because his ship apparently crashed in one of the whirlpools of Valkyr's challenge. He and his wife, to roll it back a bit, he married a Lady Effa, who worked for the Shifting Sands underneath a different name, the organization's different name. And is one of those lessons of don't run away with our property. She worked for them as effectively a Black Widow. She would marry rich nobles and then kill them and take their money. They fell in love and tried to run away, and the Shifting Sands got rid of them.
Yeah.
So you're surprised to see him standing if that is actually his name.
Well, seems that reports of your death have been greatly exaggerated.
This is a true statement, and fortunately reports of the death of the man I hunt will not be exaggerated.
Nope.
Oh. It seems that the vengeance has brought you to this fair city, then.
He sort of nods. The Lord of the City said to seek you out. Apparently you could assist us.
Yeah. Fortuitous.
Well, if it is Ziggy who has sent you, you will soon find that there is little about that man that is fortuitous. It is all, I think, organized.
Yeah.
That surprises me precisely none.
So, how long have you known Mr. Ziggy, then?
About 10 minutes.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're not there. 5 minutes.
Well, the man moves quickly, you can say that for him. He puts the dice back into one of his belt pouches, kind of rolls his shoulders a little bit. If I am to help you, I will need to know more of what you need help with. I suppose it would be too much to ask that you also are seeking information on the Shifting Sands.
Does that name sound...
That's what Adolfo told you that Kalin works for them, or runs that organization.
I did not remember if he had said that.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's accurate.
Then perhaps you can help me even as I help you. Are you familiar very much with the city of Luxuria?
No.
I am a former native, but I'm afraid it may have changed much in my time away.
Well, I have been here a few years. Long enough that I know the city, not so long that I begin to talk like this, of course. You will find that the people of Luxuria like to extol the virtues of a fine wine, a lively song, a sharp blade, and a beautiful woman. I tend to stick to the first item on list.
These are all true, indeed.
He kind of winks and grins at Adolfo and then just sits back, drains the last few drops of his cup, puts it on the table, shoves it away, and so, tell me what you need.
Because you went to get a tattoo.
Yes.
Somebody else a tattoo. Yeah.
So if you're familiar with it sounds like you're familiar with the organization. Have your own wishes regarding them?
Let us say that Mr. Ziggy is interested in seeing their influence somewhat diminished in this city. If I can, of course, assist in accomplishing this goal, he will overlook a few indiscretions I may have accidentally committed under the influence of... And just sort of gestures at the pyramid of cups in front of him.
At this point, a tiefling, a fairly androgynous-looking tiefling wearing very tight-fitting clothing, sort of hip sways up to the table with a platter of 5 more cups, sets them all out in front of Staphylos, and then looks at the rest of you. And what could I get for the rest of you?
Did I already order a drink?
No.
Okay, it's fine.
You waved them over, and this is them finally getting over to you.
Okay. That was not.
Uh,
I'll have whatever he's having.
And the rest of you?
hold on just a second. I need to see my money.
Can I
Almost
afford to
none.
drink?
Almost none, but you have more than me now.
True.
I mean, yeah, one of those.
Yeah, I'll have one too.
This will be
Yeah, one of whatever he's having.
This will be 5 coppers each.
Well,
Oh, that, yeah.
Takes the money from you guys, walks back,
I flip him another 3 silver.
catches it on the tray, and walks back, swaying hips suggestively as they go.
Close the tab.
You're right.
You wish, buddy.
So, in regard to this group, we're looking specifically for one individual.
You have a name, description?
Goes by, well, apparently he still uses the same name, Kalin, and I will provide a exceedingly detailed description that I'm going to allow our DM to do because
Yeah. So Selina describes an older human, in his 50s or so, 50s or 60s. Fairly tan skin that is sort of traditional of the Illinoran people. Brownish hair, fading to gray in certain spots. Tends to wear, when you remembered, tend to wear rough clothes, but
yes,
sort of like rough traveling clothes. Had some proficiency with magic. You never really got to know quite how good at magic he was because he
Right.
never really showed off for you.
Right.
But was definitely higher up on the food chain than just some random flunky. And dressed the part. Liked to talk a lot. like to run his mouth, like to run the show. And Staphylos, give me a history roll.
Yep. 12.
The description and name both match the description and name you've picked up of the current leader of the Shifting Sands.
Okay. Well, going straight to top of structure, I see. Very good.
I
very
don't
good.
fuck around.
Excellent
I do have
information to know.
I do have a question. Don't take this personally.
I take nothing personally, and except
We're
for my
gonna-
drinks, of course.
We're gonna get along great. How much of what we're telling you is going to get back to Ziggy?
Oh, that is very interesting inquiry. Let us say, if he asks and seems to have good reason for needing to know, I see no reason to not share. But if his personal secret or necessary discretion to be exhibited, I like to consider myself trustworthy.
That's fair. Oh, wait. Let me first.
Oh, yeah, so I
Insight
should check
check.
that too, shouldn't I?
Roughly this time, the androgynous tiefling returns with a few more drinks, sets them down, walks away.
Oh, fuck. It took long enough.
Sounds good.
10.
If you're lying, roll deception. If not, what you said was true.
Yeah, no, your guys' readings on him and even Yggdrasil, you can kind of tell he seems to be very matter of fact. He has a job to do and he intends to do that job, but considering that he's been charged with apparently trying to undercut the same criminal organization that you guys are trying to cut the head off of, Staphylos feels like your guys' goals are almost completely unified at this point.
Cool.
Works for me.
And just because if he had been lying, I want to see what it would have been. Wow, he could have lied the shit out of you people. Oh, well.
So he would be very good at lying in this particular context, but he's not right
But
now.
he's totally not. Yep.
Okay.
And as you guys sort of share this information back and forth and trade drinks, we're going to cut over to the other half of the party, who step into a tattoo parlor. On the
Yes.
walls are sort of demonstration images of a variety of different tattoos and styles. And sort of sort of sitting at a counter, just sort of sketching something out on paper, is a purplish blue hued tiefling, sitting there wearing what you've come to realize is sort of standard Luxurian garb, which is this very sort of frilled, white frills and black linen outfit. In this case, a vest with a sleeveless shirt, sort of leaning on the table, sketching out on paper with a pair of oddly shaped horns. One horn sort of curves around and up, and the shelf that the horn creates is where sort of a bit of their asymmetrical haircut hangs off of. And the other horn just goes straight back and has piercings in it dangling down, attached to a necklace. And
What is this person's name as far as my memory recalls?
this person's name is Charity.
Charity. Been a while.
Looks up at you, and there is this sort of vague sense of recognition, but not 100%. Sort of like if you're seeing somebody who has drastically changed from the last time you saw them, and you don't quite recognize them. Who may I ask you speaking?
Baldrin, you did my neck at the time that I got introduced into the clergy of the Forge.
Baldrin. Oh, yes. Your hair is different.
A lot about me is different, quite frankly.
Never understood how. Why did you change? The blonde was a very good look on you.
As it turns out,
That is what she said.
You're not there.
As it turns out, world-shattering changes in dimension can cause more than a few things to differentiate. Because his hair is red.
You had blonde hair?
Apparently, according to Charity's memory, I did.
Do you remember having blonde
No,
hair?
I don't remember ever having blonde hair.
Okay. This is
what-
so
this-
strange.
This is what the creation of the world does to people, apparently.
Yeah. This is. Wait. So, what do you remember about Baldrin?
It's a dwarven...
How long ago did you do his tattoo?
Did he cry?
It's been a while, no. And a dwarven customer who came in to get a tattoo of the forge. What can I do for the rest of you?
I have a friend here who wants to get a tattoo of their own, I say, indicating to Hope. And
Yep.
Do you have
repeat business.
Do you have a design that you would like? Would you like me to come up with something on my own? What is the desired tattoo?
Nope. I just want a circle on my right arm, right here, right there.
Any sort of
indicate.
specifics to the circle?
Nope. Just thick black line.
Do you want it like a blazing sun on the shoulder, or
Nope. Nope. Just a circle.
Just a circle.
Yep. I have simply.
You know that.
Okay, we're done.
You know that tattoos are things that last on the skin for quite a long time, unless of course the skin is stripped off or whatever. You just want a circle, nothing special, nothing unique.
Just a circle.
Okay, you're paying me.
Excuse me, Da Vinci. Can you draw me a stick figure? That'd be
That
awesome.
is
Yep.
All right.
that is actually pretty much every tattoo's artist's
Yeah.
opinion. You want this? Are you sure? Yeah. Okay. Well, you're paying me, so whatever.
You're paying me. I know a few tattooers.
Yeah.
All right, coming to the back.
Okay.
Pay up front, 2 gold.
All right. I hand over 2 gold.
Takes it. Your friends can come watch if you want to see them. If you want to cry in front of them, it's fine. Come on.
I'm not gonna cry.
They all said
Fine.
that.
So Baldrin did cry.
Ooh.
I did not say that. I just said they all say that.
I feel like there's a significantly higher chance of an accidental rage than there is of crying.
So-
that con bonus that dwarves get is for tattoos and alcohol.
So you head back into the back, and there's this large sort of reclining chair. Please sit in the chair. Remove your top however much you want, so that I can get access to the shoulder.
Okay.
Roll the sleeve to whatever.
Mhm.
He seems very he doesn't seem to care so long as the shoulder is visible, so you can tattoo it.
Mhm. Yep. Yeah.
Um,
I like shoulder out.
He pulls up a chair and grabs a long crystal spike and a stick, like a wooden stick. All right, are you ready?
No. So what is gonna happen here?
You're going to get a tattoo.
Yeah. How does it work? Just mechanically.
Well, I take the applicator, I fill it with ink,
Mm-hmm.
I tap it into your skin so that
Okay.
it pierces the first layer of your skin in order to
Okay.
deposit the ink on the inside of the first layer. It will hurt. It will
Yeah.
take a little while to heal. But once
Okay.
healed, it will be a permanent design in your skin. Are you certain you want just a circle?
Yes.
Okay.
Are you gonna ask him what the stick is for?
What's the stick for? Yeah, I was
Sticks to
getting
bite
that.
down on.
No, the stick is not to bite down on. The stick is for the application.
Oh, okay.
You bite down on your own teeth or your tongue, whatever. I don't care.
Oh, okay. Sure. Let's do
you
this.
Do you want something to bite down on? Hope.
Are you there?
Yes.
Did you come back? No, I'm fine.
Come on. Come on.
Yeah, we're both back there.
It's okay. Only babies cry on this. It's okay.
It's
What
a
a
circle. It shouldn't be too
dick.
bad.
Well, if we weren't risking the barbarian raging before.
And so he reaches up, and he sort of you can see that this crystal has some fluid in it. And he reaches up, puts it right over your shoulder, raises the other stick, and sort of pulls it back. And as you're sort of bracing, he lowers and goes, "Are you sure you just want a circle? I could do something else."
Yes, I'm sure.
Tap.
I
Give me
love
a
circle.
Constitution saving throw. As you respond, he
Alright.
taps it in, and you feel it punching into your skin.
Alright. 7.
Ow! 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 You just got stabbed by a chunk of crystal, and you are getting repeatedly stabbed over and over again. As
I make
there's just yeah. So basically, he's holding the crystal up and using the stick to tap the crystal into your skin. So. And yeah, no, it hurts, and you really do. You want to cry because it does hurt. It's not like it's there's a difference between this and like getting stabbed. Getting stabbed is once and quick and done, and it hurts, but then you get healed and you're fine. This is a little stab repeatedly.
I had my fucking chest caved in. This is fine.
I mean, I feel, John, like that statement comes from a place of PC privilege because you have a cleric with you who can heal it. Think about how many people don't have cleric
It's
and
true.
just die.
It's true. It's true.
That also partially comes from experience because John's been stabbed before.
I have. It's not fun. But it
No.
also stops hurting after the blade's out. I mean, it doesn't stop hurting. It stops hurting as much
does
after the blade's
not
out.
Okay, I have also been stabbed. That is not fucking true.
It definitely hurts a little bit less because it's no longer continuing to slice through your
Yeah.
internal organ.
Living fucking tissue.
Open air hurts less than cold steel. Let's just put it that way.
I will give you that.
Anyways.
No, and I say that out loud. I'm
Yeah,
just coping in the way that I do, which is called yelling. And
Yeah, I rolled a retroactive Constitution save for Boldrin regarding when he got himself tattooed. He didn't. He was fine.
There you
He
go.
rolled a 19.
And it feels like it takes forever. This constant stab. After about every once in a while, would you please hold her still? It's hard to do these since she's wiggling around. Would you? To Baldrin.
I can do that magically or physically if you want.
Whichever.
don't you dare do it magically.
I was gonna say, hold person.
No. I will hate you if you do that.
All right, I will just physically hold her down. Corbin, you're actually stronger than I am. Give me a hand here.
Yeah.
Well, you two sort of like get up and like because you are trying to get away from it. Oh, and after about 30 minutes, he pulls back, looks at it, gets a towel, gets like sort of a washcloth and damps it with some water and rubs it across, and it burns.
That stings.
You realize there's probably salt in the water. Just sort of wipes the shoulder clean. Reaches over, grabs a box, pulls out some bandages, and sort of starts wrapping up your shoulder. All right, it will hurt for a while, but after it heals, give it a day or two of healing. The skin will regrow. It'll be fine.
And
Thanks.
no, you don't want me to heal it myself. That'll make it go away.
Wait, you can
Will it?
remove tattoos then? That's weird.
It will.
Only
Only fresh ones.
only if I heal it immediately.
Yeah, only if he heals it before the wound heals itself.
Ah, okay. Good. Thanks. That was great.
You're welcome. Next time, get something more intricate than a circle. And
I got an idea.
he sort of wipes off the chisel, basically, that he was using. Puts it away.
Do you want something, Baldwin or Corbin? We have similar names. Damn it.
Yeah. How much would it? How much do you figure it'd cost to get a fairly large back tattoo?
It depends on the design. Simple designs, a couple of gold, more intricate ones, a few more. If you're wanting me to design it in the first place, that's also a fee for the art. But if you already have something, just copying over.
I just have an idea.
Sure. What would you
You
like?
can. I'm not artistic in the classic sense of the word.
What are you looking for?
Just a crap. I can't remember what the actual perspective of it is called, but a griffin, wings outstretched.
So like top down?
No,
Like a griffin flying up?
like it's coming at you.
Oh, coming out.
like
So
it's-
like, yeah,
yeah.
okay. So it's
like
coming
it's
out
getting
of
ready
you.
to like pick up something.
Okay.
Something like that.
He looks down. Actually, that's more common than you think. He sort of gets up out the chair, leads you out and points up, and like on the wall, there's actually a fairly similar, not necessarily exactly the same, but a similar style of tattoo, like on the wall. These go across the shoulders.
Okay.
Something like that.
Yeah.
That one costs 10 gold.
Done.
Want it now?
Let's go see how the other ones are doing, and then see if we have enough time to kill. How much do you think? How long do you think that would take?
That will take an hour or more, maybe 2.
Okay. Well, yeah. Well, I'll be back.
All right, come back and see me. And he
All right.
goes back behind the counter and starts drawing. The 3 of you leave.
Yep.
All
I
right.
have pulled out the shield that Baldwin gave me like the second session in, and I've got that out now.
Oh, my heavy iron shield.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it. Let's go.
All right. So the 3 of you enter.
What? Do you want the shield? Why? I gave you that shield a long time ago.
Uh-huh.
Why? Well, one, why? I didn't know you just still had it. 2,
Uh-huh. I keep everything.
what idea is going in your head right now?
I don't know, it just felt right. Balance. It needs, see, look. So I've got the tattoo on my right shoulder and this, that I'm left-handed for the shield. I just need, it's a thing. I just need it to be balanced, and if I just need it. I can't explain this. It just,
Don't you have a pair of swords?
uh-huh.
Are you intending to not use one of them now?
Yeah, I guess.
So, shield in this tattooed arm or shield in your
No,
primary arm?
opposite. Opposite.
I thought you were
Sword,
left-handed.
sword in right hand,
Uh-huh.
shield in left.
Yeah, classic.
I got you.
Thanks.
I thought you were left-handed.
No, I'm right-handed.
Never mind then.
There is something that you do not know.
I'm
not
ambidextrous,
left-handed.
actually, but you know.
I have something to tell you. I have a secret. I'm not left-handed. Why are you smiling? I do have a secret. I'm not left-handed either.
Ah,
That
classic
movie so
stuff.
much.
Yeah, I mean, yes.
No, so Crystal Garter is actually 14th best bar here in Luxuria. I can give you full list if you like. It starts Serpent Sting, Drunken Gin, Wayfarer's Winery, Roughshod Respite, Elemental Enchantress, Jumping Jackal, Trollish Trollop, Veterans Vintages is very good too, Raven's Rest,
I hope you're writing all these down.
Money,
I hope
Killer
that it is
Kobold,
written
Imps Ingress,
down.
and then we get to Crystal Garter.
I hope you.
I hope that it was written
Well,
down.
depending
because
on how
I-
long we're
Could you please send me that list now that I have more establishments to create?
You're welcome.
So if
I
it's
have
14,
Please
This
just
is
type that into
exact-
the Roll20.
I have designed your city for you, John.
That's fine. I don't mind that in the slightest. That keeps me from having to come up with names.
well, depending on how long we're here, we'll get to do some bar hopping.
No, I love it. I love it
I hope.
when I'm DMing and my PCs come up with names for establishments that I then get to make. 'Cause naming is the hardest part.
It is.
Yeah, that's true.
It is kind of
Um,
the most irritating part, yeah.
And because I just totally forgot to mention it earlier, for Jack's benefit, Yggdrasil is wearing a blindfold that seems to cover most of like his eyes and sort of around his face.
Yeah.
But he moves and behaves if you're stop stiffly. If your monk is the type to pay attention to it, he's moving like a sighted person would.
Okay. Good to know. Good to know.
And as you're getting to the end of this list of bars, a dwarf, an ASMR that looks to have a shoulder bandaged, and a human walk in as well, also looking like outsiders.
Oh, Jesus, you actually did it.
Yes,
At a
I did.
hygienic place, way to ruin all the fun. Down
Who is
my
this
drain.
Jesus that you referred to? I have not heard of this man.
Insert
Or woman.
whatever insert random non-Eidos god whenever I say Jesus.
Yes, I did, Selena.
I-
I did.
Course.
so what did you get?
I got a circle.
Of course you did.
Just a circle?
Uh-huh. It was
You
great.
only got one of them. Aren't you unbalanced now?
No, I'm fine. I've got a shield now.
What?
I mean,
It makes sense.
She has this
No.
thing about being balanced. I'm not quite sure how the shield, the circle.
Can I make a
balance-
religion check on that?
I did
Sure.
not ask. I do not care.
I mean, Charity suggested something else, but Hope was quite insistent.
Adam.
Balance calls to mind the scale bearer.
And she's an ASMR, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
Whatever, heaven spawn.
Fine.
So Corbin will sit down at the nearest spot to them, and he's decked out in dark plated half plate, and anywhere that's not armored is covered in cloth, and on his left hand he's only got these fingers. So but everything's gloved, and he's like, the only part that's not covered is his neck and face for now.
Friends of yours, then.
Yep. Good
Very
friend.
good.
Best friends. best friends.
Now I'm just picturing Charlie in the Chocolate Factory. We are friends. Best friends.
Yes.
No, he said it was like these.
Oh no, that was a full honest statement from Selena.
Well, welcome to Luxuria. I am called Staphylos. As your friends have told me, you may have been expecting to find me here, yes?
Yep.
Yeah, we said
Truth.
they told us we wouldn't be able to miss you. Do they have any good booze here?
Well, as I was telling them, this is 14th best bar in Luxuria. It starts with a serpent sting, a drunken gin,
Yes,
Wayfarer's
yes,
winery,
even
Ref
fine,
Shabares.
sure.
Oh, I'm sorry. I should not repeat myself.
You
But,
can tell me later.
Okay, I will do so.
I'll flag over service person.
So
Yes,
did Selena tell you what we're doing?
Yep.
Yes, you are killing man named Kalin, yes?
Well,
Correct.
maybe. We'll find out.
No, we are.
We have to
Yes,
find him
they-
first, but
Mhm.
after that, there is a plan in place.
Selina, the one on fire, seemed to make it sound like it was very much the pre-decided objective of yours.
Yeah, no, not really. Selena, you never explained exactly why we're killing him.
I thought it was for Adolfo.
Yeah, I mean, Adolfo asked,
yes.
but why Selena?
Doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Why?
I mean, I got paid, so no.
I had to explain my tattoo.
I mean, no,
What
I
is to
never
explain?
got
I hear
an
it is just
explanation.
circle.
I literally never got an explanation for it.
I need a circle on either side to balance. That's why, okay? There you go. Now, will you please explain why we have to kill a man? Because that seems infinitely more important than my tattoo decisions.
She looks exceedingly frustrated at the moment.
Uh-huh.
So, I'm Baldwin Staphylos.
Pleasure to meet you. Do you need drink as well?
I'm trying to insight check Selena because I have a theory.
Okay.
My
I'll be...
Right.
Right.
Roll an insight check. Boldrin,
Yep.
respond.
I think I'll probably want something, but likely this place, as you mentioned, if it's the 14th best, probably won't have anything that I won't need to drink in several gallons before it's actually any good.
Is part of the reason that I think I was sent here. Because if I drink too much too fast, then yes, it impedes investigative qualities.
Adolfo looks around. I do not think the drinks are why people come here.
Well, like I say, it is 14th best bar in Luxuria, so yes, I would assume that there is other draw.
14th best
Yes,
bar.
I
Looks to be one of the top 5 brothels, though.
Like I said, I
Around.
generally keep to first item on list.
so I'm
What
my
is
theory.
What is Hope looking for?
I'm looking for the same confusion and like I don't actually remember this that I saw on the sailors, because that's my theory, that you just vaguely remember that this guy
Oh,
screwed you
no.
over, you don't know.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
There are exceedingly strong,
Okay, well we haven't heard any of
burning
them. So...
white rage.
Okay.
Flames
Yes,
from my
flames
face.
from the side of my face. Flames heaving. Yes.
Alright.
No, there is very, very clear.
At that point, Staphylos would like to make an insight check as well.
Okay.
Sure.
24.
On who?
So-
What can he pull off of Selena?
She is exceedingly frustrated. There is
With me.
the best way probably to describe it is it's that point where you really don't feel like you have any valid reason not to say something and not to open up other than the walls that are there. And frustration, anger, which is all currently misplaced onto one particular person.
Well, a wise guardian of my people once used to be fond of saying, it is easiest to solve the puzzle once you are at the riddle teller's house. So take of that what you will, and let us figure out our next steps, yes?
I have literally no idea what that means.
Neither do I, but it always sounded very intelligent.
Yeah, I'm not really that interested in listening to what other random.
Excuse me. Would you happen to know the name of that person? Because I've heard that statement before.
I'm going to just make something up here. Thorgal. No, Thorgalis. Thorgalis was his name.
I have heard that statement before. It's one of the very few things I've ever heard Fyodor say. I feel like he often...
You know of Fyodor?
Yes, I do know Fyodor.
Ah, where is he keeping himself these days? The entire island of Tuatapur wants to know.
Last I heard, he was on his way to wrestle a wyvern to the ground with his bare hands.
Classic Fyodor.
Yes, I've heard him say that before. It is one of the very few things I've heard him say. He said it right before the riddle teller's house was a metaphor for a bandit's cave, and he basically just dropped the whole cave on them, so...
Also classic Fyodor move, yes. Well, good to know someone has heard of him since he left the island. If you see him again, tell him to come home. His mother would like him to call once in a while.
So you don't... how long have you been here in Luxuria?
Oh, a couple years, probably.
So you haven't... have you seen what has happened to the south?
Well, there is large wall of purple something, but
Yes, that.
I have not found much books on it yet.
No, there wouldn't be.
I will let my friends explain. And he goes up to the bar to get a drink because the serving person is moving too slowly.
Yeah, get one for me, Adolfo, please.
Yeah,
You all know about giant purple wall thing to south, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Called
He
the
pulls
the
out
abyss.
a small book. He
Oh,
draws
God.
quill and ink.
Oh.
Okay.
Continue.
Are you familiar with material plane?
He kind of glances around and makes a sort of expansive gesture to the
Exactly. Great. We're on the same page. So, most of the planes don't have a wall of darkness and nothing but your plane, at least from the perspective of the other planes, does. Wasn't finished, complete, whatever. So a small portion of the world, from our perspective, already existed, and then grew larger, and from your perspective, there's now a wall there. From our perspective, there's now you there. And this is all done accompanying Agdrasol pulling out a piece of paper of his own and just doing a very simple drawing.
Oh,
So
God,
now
they're
I can
doing
walk here where there
note
was
exchanges.
It's like
Very
concentric
good.
circles out.
Seems
Oh,
fairly
they're
understandable.
gonna
thus
start
far,
drawing
yes.
diagrams and
This is Earth
It's-
1. This is Earth 2.
It's kind of like
Waterflame
that,
is
but
called
instead
Earth
of having like
414.
one of the science-y characters explain it, you just have one of the I travel between realities shrug characters explain it.
It's like Nightcrawler trying to explain how Nightcrawler works. I just do.
It's a little more like I can go here where I wasn't able to before, so reality has expanded. You know, practical stuff.
Now, as far as my memory goes, John,
Yes.
I mean, I assume he remembers having more or less spent a few years in Luxuria and then his experiences on Tuatapur before that.
Yeah, your memories are perfectly intact.
Okay.
If we dig deep enough into who you think you know, where you remember ships going, you might find that there's a few things that don't add up. For example, the people we traveled on a ship here with knew that other ships had gone to Core, which is a major city where we're from,
I have heard
previously,
of it,
but couldn't recall the names of those ships.
So, larger, broader strokes intact, minor details and gaps in between.
Yeah. The Abyss, I gather the Pantheon is mostly the same for those out here. The Abyss is also considered to be either an aspect of or the body of Eidos.
Do I know the name Eidos?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
You know the Pantheon is intact. You know all of the Pantheons. All the ministers of the
Yeah,
Pantheon.
I checked that when we were on the ship. It's just...
Yeah.
So, question is, has my dimension, my part of the material plane been existing contiguous to yours, and they have simply recently been joined, or was yours the initial and only, and mine has been recently created, but history backfilled in?
That one
I
is
like to
currently
think
the
that is a
theory.
philosophical debate for the scholars.
Well, that second part. is
Currently,
currently
it
the
seems
theory
like you
that's
and I are only two scholars present.
as bold.
I'm a wanderer, a traveler, not an academic.
Okay.
but-
As Baldrin interjects.
Yeah, I'm actually a member of the clergy of the Forge Father. I'm not necessarily a scholar on all matters, but on matters of the religious and of the planes. The second part that you mentioned is actually currently the working theory, at least from those of us who have had working experience with the Abyss and the Tower of Gods, and the Plane Shaper who is currently trying to make the plane as they can.
Speaking of scholar on all matters, I'm gonna look around for Kalin.
Well, I don't notice either of you.
You don't. It's not a perception roll. It's your passive perception.
Okay.
Does anybody have a pass? Does anybody other than Adolfo, who sees Selina slinking off, have a passive perception of higher than 21?
No.
Nope.
Nope.
Close. Really goddamn close.
Adolfo has the observant feat. His passive perception is 23.
Oh, that's good.
Bad.
So, you all turn to look at Hope as Hope trips over the tail of the tiefling waiter,
And that was my
Who-
opportunity.
who screams in pain and tosses the tray.
Gotta try to catch.
Can I reflexively try and catch these things?
Give me dexterity saving throws.
the two people that. So
Adolfo
Nope.
Adolfo catches
Oh my
one.
God.
Adolfo catches one. Staphylos and Corbin fail to catch two.
Can
I
I
think
try
it's
and pull
the
out
same
my
one.
bow and shoot one of the things so it doesn't land on the floor?
Sure.
Yeah, let's get
Oh,
it.
no.
Reference for
I hope
reference.
You certainly
You're
can.
trying to not. I hope you're not trying to shoot the person that's falling.
No, I'm trying to shoot
Give me an attack
one
roll.
of the bar glasses through the
Give me an attack
handle
roll.
so that it lands on the wall.
For
I'm
the
showing
viewer.
off.
The last 4 rolls have been 1, 1, 2, 1.
Why do you think I'm doing this now?
The shocking part is none of them was me.
Yeah, that's the first one I've rolled in a while.
So can I
Give me an
make
attack roll.
check?
Give me an attack roll.
One of them stealth.
Oh, this is beautiful.
That's a 24.
So you fight. So you're not intending to hit the glass. You're intending to hit the handle.
So
If it's
glasses
like
have a handle and there's a hole in between. I'm aiming for the hole, so it just like dangles on the wall.
That would imply that it can pull the glass with it and not just pass through the handle and hit the
This
wall.
is why I asked if I
Yeah.
could make the
Yeah,
check.
yeah.
Because I realize that's not how
Okay.
physics works. Fantasy setting.
So you go for that shot. It doesn't work out quite the way you want, but you fire off and it skips perfectly through the handle, with the tail feathers catching the handle, spinning the glass around in the air, and it just sort of lands perfectly on a table next to it.
That works too.
And that whole thing was the perfect distraction I needed.
And then, like,
As
You're welcome.
and
gone.
the arrow
a
itself
second later, we hear,
the arrow itself into like the wall opposite the bar. The bartender looks up at it like, what the fuck?
Just lying on the floor.
Sorry, instinct.
As the entire bar brothel is now looking in our general direction.
Ow. Ow.
Hope and this androgynous tiefling are just like sort of in a pile on the floor.
I could have given myself advantage on that save. Oh well.
If no one else moves over, Agdasol will help Hope disentangle.
no,
Yeah.
Bulger's trying to help the bartender up.
The waiter, but
The waiter.
so she disentangled the two of them.
Ow.
Adolfo just sort of stands over the mess drinking his drink.
I'll get up and sit back in my chair.
Well, that was
Dust
exciting.
off my armor.
Are you okay?
Yes, I'm fine. I dust myself off.
Perhaps
I'm going to
Well,
go.
we will see how we do,
outside.
but I estimate 5 minutes before management asks us to leave.
Perhaps we should go ahead and get on with that objective. He downs the drink, sets it on a table nearby. And Adolfo steps out.
Yep. This conversation has been fascinating, but new
Where
exciting.
were you going? Out of
I'm
curiosity.
just going. You're just going.
How
Somewhere
busy
that-
and packed is the room with like employees and people moving back and forth?
Pretty busy.
Like the kind where most people would probably have to like pause at certain spots to wait for people before they could just make a beeline to the door.
Yeah.
Okay. Staphylos doesn't do that.
So you see the Minotaur get up and start walking, and
What was
people
that?
get out of the way.
Corbin follows said
No, he
Minotaur.
gets out of people's way. You're just not entirely sure how he does it. He's just like making these weird jerks and moves and stumbles almost. Right, yeah.
It's the Vash sway. He just kind of sways his way through the entire crowd without
Right.
noticing.
Yep.
Boom. And then he holds open the door for anybody else who's coming.
Oh,
So,
Yep.
as you all leave, Selina, where are you going?
Selina was just going somewhere away from the people who were asking her questions about herself.
Or just wandering in a non-specific direction.
She is just going out into the city somewhere.
All right. Is there an eventual end goal in mind, or just I get to roll a dice and see what happens to you?
She legitimately had no goal. It was a fight or flight kind of thing.
Gotcha. So the group of you step outside.
So, what's our next move? What are we doing next?
What kind of leads do I have, John?
So you know that you have recently picked up the location of the next sort of floating crap game.
Okay.
The next bit of illegal gambling to happen in the city. It's taking place in basically the undercrust of the city, the actual below the crystal floor area, where the slums basically, just beyond one of the dock elevators for the actual boat docks.
Okay. Well, there is a a bad part of town down by ocean docks. There is lift there, and underneath is a place where Shifting Sands will be holding illegal dice game.
Are there no stairs in this city?
No, there are no stairs
just-
in the city. Why would you need stairs?
What?
No
Because
stairs.
there-
Of course there are stairs. Stairs mostly inside buildings, though, smaller
Okay,
buildings and that
so
sort of
can
thing.
we-
But
we
for
could take the
cargo
stairs
moving,
down.
you do not want
Uh-huh.
to move crates and things up and down stairs. You want the
Yeah.
lift for that.
No, but we could go down the stairs.
No, not down by docks. Benefit of having lifts down by docks, less leaky. Should the tide rise unnecessarily high or some sort of problem, is relatively watertight, does not flood out lower levels. Stairs are always
Okay.
wide open and leaky.
I really don't understand your fixation on lifts.
I just don't like them. I just don't like. Fine, I'm resigned now. We're gonna
Tell you
take
what,
a lift.
I have bit of advice for you, circle person. What is his name? Yes?
Hope.
Hope. Ah, very auspicious. When faced with something one does not like, drink heavily beforehand.
Yeah, I tried that.
Amen to that.
I tried that, and my brain tried to kill me. So
Then you were either drinking wrong thing or not enough.
I don't know if either of those is good options.
Tell me, in your dimension, do they have thing called hangover?
Yes.
Because that may have
Yes.
been what you were experiencing.
Talk
yeah,
to this
no,
guy,
it was worse.
pointing to Baldrin, about
It's very
those.
good.
Yeah, he can get rid of those.
Anyway, follow me to docks, yes?
How long until this game?
He looks at the sun.
Wait, so
In about an hour.
Now.
We walk to docks now. We get there maybe 30 minutes ahead of time. Plenty of time to prepare.
wait, what are we gonna do there? Are we gonna go and try and play, or because contrary to
What's the plan,
recent
Selena?
events, I am good at sneaking.
Selena does not
Whatever
appear to
you
be
say.
here.
So you guys look around and realize that both Selina and Adolfo are not there anymore.
Oh.
Oops.
The fuck
And
are they
our
still in there?
talkers have left, so
They seem
Well,
broke.
I
Give me a
mean,
second.
we're heading to the place that they want to be. So, if they want to split off and not find more information on the people they're trying to kill, they're welcome to do that.
I don't think they know
This
where
is
they're
the third
going.
game in a row I've asked this. Can I find a small animal?
Yes.
Excellent. Gonna ritual if no one's
Selina!
ritual casting animal messenger just
It
to
hasn't worked before. To
let
Sure, I'm
Selena
gonna try
know, hey, we have a location to go to catch the people. Hoping sounds like how would you refer to it? This is your thing. You want to take the lead on how we do this. I'd love to know how we're doing this.
All right. Well, can you put the text of Animal Messenger in chat, please?
Yep.
I don't know if you have to know.
You
the
specify a
location.
location which you must have visited and a recipient who matches a general description.
Location is this city.
Location is
The
Luxuria.
recipient is
recipient
Selina.
Selina. Yeah, it'll look for her. All right. You get like a little.
It has
a little
24
squirrel.
hours to find her.
You get like a little squirrel, and it scampers off. Meanwhile,
Looks like this, probably a lizard.
Selina. Actually, yeah,
Yep.
probably is a lizard. You've just started walking.
Yes. She's
and-
just sort of getting a feel for the city.
And you've sort of just you've sort of instinctively been walking like down any chance you get. Like anytime there's like sort of a downward slope, you sort of take that path as you're meandering through with no real destination in mind.
right.
And as you're sort of turning a corner where the crystal has gone black. Like so, like you've gotten far enough out that the color changing crystal of the city has gone to black and like browns and blacks. And as you're about to turn a corner, you hear the voice of Adolfo behind you. I would be careful where you wander, Selina.
Yay! Like was about ready to cast something. Don't you fucking do that.
I was curious as to where you were going. You
I
turn to see Adolfo. No one else, just Adolfo.
Nowhere in particular. I needed some air. Let's put it that way.
That's fair enough. He nods down the stairwell that you're about to walk down. If my memories are correct, that leads to the undercrust, the slums, if you will, underneath the city. It's not a very nice place. As I recall, it is down there where the criminal organizations run the show.
He looks over at it. Really?
Indeed. Would you care to join me? He says as he turns the corner and begins walking down the stairs.
Yeah, let's go. This shall be fun.
The two of you descend.
So bad.
The two of you.
Adolfo's like absurd level.
He's not.
Not. I believe that he is level equivalent.
That's cute. He's lower level than you guys. The two of you turn and sort of go down these stairs. And yeah, the stairs duck underneath the crust of crystal, and almost immediately you sort of feel the change in dynamic. Where above the stairs, at the top of the stairs, everything is crystal and glass and beautiful and artisanally crafted. Down here, it is mud and brick and stone and wood.
Fair.
It is this is the city atop which Luxuria was built. The undercrust. There is still a city life, very similar to what you've seen before in Core, where people go about their daily lives. But this is likely where the blue collar workers are, and of course the criminal element. There are people,
The forgotten people.
lugging cargo, lugging crates, moving things around back and forth.
Right.
People in alleyways just watching the streets. Likely scouts for some organization or another. And as Adolfo standing out with his obviously upper Luxurian outfit, but not really caring that he stands out, walks down, with you following behind him.
Yep.
So, we are looking for the person we are looking for, I believe. If we find any sort of criminal activity to disrupt, we will get his attention. See anything you like?
Hold on a second. Sorry. Criminal organization to disrupt. Or criminal activity to disrupt. I'll take a quick look around.
Give me a perception check.
All right, off the bat.
Yep.
Perception. Why do you hate me so much? Oh, that's right, because I made wisdom my dump stat. 18!
There you go. So just sort of looking around as the two of you begin walking down this alley, you do notice that A few alleys ahead of you, a few intersections ahead of you, a pair of people sort of turned and looked at the two of you before turning around and immediately moving away.
Are they still within sight?
No, they were at the corner, and they just sort of like were standing there loitering, turned and saw the pair of you, and then immediately turned the corner.
How far down the corner? How far down is the corner?
About 30 feet.
Oh, that's just perfect. So I'm casting Misty Step.
Okay. So you find yourself standing at the corner of this sort of intersection, and you turn and look. You don't see them anymore. They definitely ducked away somewhere very quickly, but...
Oh.
Adolfo runs behind and catches up with you.
Trying to be better about remembering those.
That's good. I take it you saw something?
Yeah, a couple people. We stand out, sweetie.
Fair enough. It is my job to stand out after all.
So, yeah, but aren't you like a little infamous?
I honestly have no idea.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Oh, well. I'm going to see if I can figure out where they went.
Was in character.
Yeah, probably. I'm going to try to track them.
All right, give me a survival roll.
You know, you have argued in the past and asked whether in urban areas investigation is better. Now, I know I said no, but
given you were the one asking for this.
An investigation will work.
Okay.
I am.
Again, survival is a wisdom roll. Investigation is an intelligence roll.
I'm a benevolent god.
15.
I don't know what you're laughing about. You better not be laughing.
God.
15. So yeah. So the first, you're used to getting away in urban environments. So you sort of look for bolt holes. And there's a boarded up alleyway, like literally just the other side of the doorway that this corner has.
Oh, that's cute.
So you imagine they probably jumped up over that.
Yeah. Shall look over at him at Adolfo, shall we?
After you.
All right, let's go.
All right. Go ahead and give me an athletics check.
All right. We're gonna die. Athletics.
Something tells me Selina is great at this.
18.
Yes, she is.
You reach up and grab the top, and just like you've done a million times before, but typically running away from somebody whose money you've stolen, launch yourself up over the wall. Adolfo follows suit as well. Landing on the other side, you find yourself in a much grimier alleyway. There are a couple of people sleeping off to the side, like they live here or something, covered in like trash bags and things. This alleyway continues on down before taking a right. Look up. There are sort of windows overlooking this place. Like these are sort of residences on the left and right.
Are any of them? Two questions. A, are all the people in the street in the alleyway asleep? And B, are any of them asleep?
The two people that you saw running away, by the way, were elves. Just as a clarification, the two people on the ground, one of them's a half orc, one of them is a tiefling. They are definitely asleep. They are just sort of
Okay.
covered in dirt and refuse and tattered clothes. They're homeless.
They're not like, oh shit, some people just ran through and now a couple people are chasing them.
No. They're actively sleeping. Probably drunk. The smell would lead you to assume.
Do a quick look around and see if it says, there's any indication which way they went. If
I mean,
was,
there's
like,
only one
a
corner,
door-
so.
Oh, I thought you said there were doorways.
Oh,
that
there are
people could have
windows.
gone through.
There are windows people could have gone through, but the alleyway goes and turns right.
Okay, then I'm continuing on.
So you and Adolfo sort of hustle down the alleyway, turning right, find another much similar alleyway that takes you down and out into another street. The sort of connection alleyway, likely formed when the building on your right was put up.
Right.
Getting to this other alleyway, there's a cart with a bunch of cargo going by. Looks to be heading towards where you recall heading in the direction of the ocean, of the water.
Okay.
Give me a perception check.
Okay. 17?
17.
What the?
You're just rolling real high tonight. You know this is when the combat starts. You start rolling once.
The cart,
Oh, yeah.
the cart goes by, and you're sort of looking around, trying to see if you could pick anything out, and you sort of turn around and refocus on the cart. It's about 60, 70 feet away at this point. And you think you see somebody hanging off the bottom of the cart. It's hard to tell.
So that's good enough for me. I'm gonna try to Eldritch Blast them.
All right. They've effectively got 3/4 cover from you.
I have Spell Sniper, so they can
All right.
kiss my ass.
Roll an attack.
As you kill some poor innocent civilian.
Yeah. They shouldn't have been hanging off underneath the. So that, and I get 2.
Mm-hmm.
So 25 and a 23.
Roll damage.
Dead force
Bam.
damage and 10
Bam.
force damage.
Max
Dead
damage,
civilian.
Eldritch Blast. Holy shit, dude.
So these two Eldritch Blasts
come back to fight you
lance out, striking through the wheel axle of this carriage,
Hey,
causing
the
it to
carriage goes
collapse. And you just sort of knock this individual out from underneath the wagon. It sort of hits the ground and rolls, skidding to a halt and clambering to their feet. It's one of the elves that you saw looking at you. Looks over at you and just sort of like stares for just a moment, and you see this spark of recognition in their eyes.
Quicken spell.
Mm-hmm.
Hold person.
What's the DC on it?
DC is
Actually, give me an initiative roll. Let's see if you get it off before they get off what they're
Okay.
about to do.
21.
All right, what's the DC?
The DC on it is 16, and I am getting ready. I've already hold on. Quicken spell is two sorcery points. I am getting ready to bend luck to give him I'll just do it proactively.
I'm going to trigger your chaos table at this point, though.
Okay. And he gets a -3 to his roll.
All
his
right.
save.
Let's go ahead and roll me a D100.
54, which is
Please tell me that's fine.
I'm immune to being drunk for the next.
So you
Roll 5d6. 10 days.
That's good, because I want to be
It's like the
focused.
entire
So,
trip.
if you want to gamble, I can think of a few people you're probably going to be able to clean out.
Right? I'm about to make all the money.
What's the DC on your hold
If
person?
you survive being down here alone.
What was it?
Which functionally
Sorry,
means
hang on. What was it?
16, which functionally means he needs to roll a 19 because I gave him a
Okay.
-3 on his with bend luck.
Oh, he rolled 21. So,
Good.
you reach out and just sort of you feel this the arcane something as something chaotic happens. You're not quite sure what. But you're not really caring about that right now. Nothing exploded, so you're focused on this. You reach out and cast the spell, and you feel it go off, and you're looking at him, hoping it worked, and he just smiles and turns into and is surrounded in a silvery mist and vanishes.
Oh, you son of a bitch! You're only 30 feet away.
And somewhere that you could see from that point.
It's new round.
So this person has disappeared. You don't know. You didn't see the other one. You just saw this one, who you
Okay.
blasted out for a good chunk of damage. She definitely looked injured, but managed to get away, at least in the moment.
Okay.
Very few things grant resistance to force damage.
Eldritch. Wait. Force? I always thought.
Yeah, Eldritch Blast is force damage.
Oh no, it's Witch Bolt. I always confuse the damage on Eldritch
Mhm.
Force. That's in Witch Bolt.
Yeah, I do that too sometimes.
Because Warlock spell roll. Anyway,
I'm sorry, did someone say a warlock?
oh god, damn it!
Get out of here. You're in the Pantheon.
Lucky you got away.
Archfey
brand new-
aren't pantheons.
I have a brand new 5th level spell I haven't used yet.
They are when they lie about their identities.
To themselves.
I mean, that's fair.
So how far up was he? far away
About
from me was-
90 to 100 feet.
God damn it! I can't run that far.
Adolfo, by the way, has taken off in that direction, just on foot.
I am going to. I don't have so many. I am going to, book at 60. I'm going to dash. And I will try to, as I'm running, looking around, see if there's any indication where he went.
I'll give you an investigation roll with disadvantage because you're trying to catch up to him.
Yeah.
Or you're trying to run.
18.
You imagine that he likely ducked down in the direction of the intersection that he was at. So
Okay.
you'd have to catch up with him to really see where he went, or try to. So the two of you, booking it side by side, skid to a halt at the intersection over here. Give me another investigation check. This one just flat.
16.
You see a mark you recognize. You don't know from where you recognize it or why. Something in your memory just sort of triggers. It's this. It's sort of an arcane mark on a wall just outside of a boarded up alleyway.
Okay.
And it's in the back of your head. You don't know why. It's this sort of line that's almost a question mark, but it doesn't quite terminate fully, with a dot in the middle of the sickle, and sort of a cardinal direction lines coming off of the dot.
All right, I look over to Adolfo. There. And I'm casting greater invisibility on myself.
All right.
I don't think there's a higher level cast on someone else too. Nope.
Oh, it's okay, because he looks at it, nods at you, pulls out a small flute, whistles a tune, and vanishes.
Okay, perfect.
He's a bard, remember?
Yeah, I know that's a valid point.
So invisibly,
You both run towards it and crash into each other because you can't see where the other one is.
the two of you move up to this boarded up alleyway. You looking at it, you see there is this. It's actually a fake wall. It's not a wall. It's a door. You can see there's actually a place where a slat would draw back so someone could look through.
Oh, I feel like this is about to be a waste of a greater invisibility spell.
You see there's a lock that is jangling by something.
Okay. He's waiting.
And after a moment, it opens and falls to the ground. And the door slides open.
Sneak inside.
Give me a stealth check. With
Yep,
advantage, because you're invisible.
with advantage.
Yep.
15.
All right. You sneak inside. You sense someone sneaking in with you, and the door closes behind you. And you move further down this alleyway where you can hear some form of commotion happening just around the corner. Meanwhile, the rest of the party. So I just saw you sent off your little lizard to give a message to Selina.
Yeah, it's gonna be a little harder for him to find you if you aren't visible.
It's true.
Okay.
You say it like Selina can hear you.
No.
Meanwhile, Staphylos has started leading the way south to, or west to the docks.
He very, very quickly leaves you all behind and has to keep poking his head back around the corners of buildings to be like, oh, you are still way back there. You walk very slowly, all of you. This is very strange.
What's your speed?
50.
Nice. Mine's 40.
Monks, yo.
Yeah, monks are fun. So what are we actually gonna do there? Just play card games and lose all of our money or something, right? Because it's some sort of evil gambling ring. Or we could be smart about this and maybe have a strategy.
This
I
is
mean,
my
we've
My
tried that
strategy
before.
was to ask Selina what she wanted to do, given this is her thing. But
Well,
It is also my thing, you understand. Yes, and I have strategy that involves us going down there, breaking up illegal card and dice gambling game, seeing whoever looks in charge and either beating them in head until they answer all questions, or if they get away, chasing them to wherever they run to and then doing the same thing.
well, that's nice
like
and
your way.
simple. But
I do also like that strategy.
what if they get away? What's our backup plan when they summon allies and realize that we are now on their tail? We could be.
If they get to,
You think they can outrun us? You are very funny.
and even on the off chance, the very off chance that they can outrun our Minotaur friend, I have magics to find anyone that I'm familiar with.
Oh, you have that now.
I've had it for a while.
Well, that would have been useful. Okay.
Wow.
Damn.
Yeah.
That said, I'll need access to a font with which to scribe because I don't have the materials myself.
Okay.
When
I'd
you
say I
font,
think
what do you mean?
A font of holy water, a silver mirror, a crystal ball,
A
anything. No, it has to be of a certain ritual clarity. Mechanically, it needs to be worth at least 1,000 gold pieces.
Staphylos points to the crystal building on the right-hand side.
Pretty much.
I'd say that
Exactly.
I think that Selina is rubbing off poorly on Hope, except for I think you actually have to get along to rub off on someone that way.
No, hope
Actually,
is-
theoretically, could I use the crystalline surfaces of these buildings for scrying?
Well, they are worth at least 1,000 gold.
They're like crystal balls.
wonderful.
Everywhere.
Love it.
We could also.
Actually, yes.
There are literal
well-
there are literal scrying spheres installed at the pubs so people can watch sports. What do you
That's fair.
think?
Places
So
of
yes,
divination wizards
So
wet dreams.
basically, what you're saying is that worst case scenario, we go in and we do that dick thing that people do at sports bars, where they're like, "No, I need to watch the news."
I mean, I thought you were going to say that dick thing that people do at sports bars where they go to sports bars. But
I mean, or we just do the like mirror that is the wall.
Mirror, mirror, that is the wall.
Yeah.
Where the fuck's Arkanasi? It has to rhyme.
Well,
No,
looking
it
for
doesn't.
it.
Ducks.
Light.
So Staphylos continues to lead you towards the docks.
I mean, hoping I could sneak down there beforehand and see
Yeah.
what we hear before
Wanna?
you break it up.
Yeah.
Or we
Might
can
get
not
us some
show up as a
interesting
big group.
information.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's my thinking.
If we are sneaking places, I will come along. Yes. Mm.
Are you stealthy? You are quite large.
Dude
Tries to
walked
duck-
through
tries to
a
duck
crowd
behind the
of
building,
people
just
with
pants
no
forward.
issues. I think he'll be fine.
Okay.
What's your,
I can definitely augment stealth as well.
So as you turn back from Kalin to Staphylos to ask that question, he's not there anymore.
Okay, fine.
every time you guys turn around, a party member gets lost.
This is
po-
a horror movie.
He
You guys
We
are
need-
dying.
you
You're
know-
not sneaking
You
off.
know that
you're
thing
dying.
they do with like grade schoolers, younger grade schoolers, where they give them all a rope to hold on to?
he just pokes his head back around the corner though.
Boo.
Okay. But do we all want to go in there? Are we?
If you intend to sneak anywhere, you may want
You're
to take a few steps
no.
ahead.
How about we just go in and like pairs
Agnesol
or
doesn't
separately?
visibly jump at all. There is a slight tense, but that's better.
All right.
How
So
about
I.
Corbin and I go in as gamblers,
Hmm?
because that seems like it might be the most efficient, while the rest of you sneak in.
Sure.
So with the
Chuck-
25 insight, he was for just a second like, is this a thing that is attacking? How do I respond to this attack?
Okay, good to know.
Staphylos.
John, from my investigation, are these open gambling options, or would they have to have like some sort of pass or?
There's a password
frick.
required, yes. Whether or not you choose to tell them that is up to you.
Oh, he'll tell them. There is a passphrase required to gain entry. I do not think I know it.
No, you don't.
Well, then who do we find who knows?
Well, we can maybe find a paper in there with like password of the day.
Or we can see if we
Wait a-
can find someone who is going there and
Mhm.
see if you can convince them to allow you to accompany them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that too.
we can hang
Hello,
around the
sir.
entrance.
I have
Have
heard
fun,
that there's
get a date.
gambling going on here. I am gambling addict, as you say, and would like entry to event. Would you be willing to share passphrase with me so that I can acceptably express my own vices?
I don't
I
think
have
that's
I have an idea.
I have a charisma of 8.
I was
yeah,
gonna
that's
say.
not gonna convince me.
Also, Staphylos, you do know someone you could have asked, but they're dead because you asked them a little hard.
We can
Yes,
we can hang outside the entrance, and if we see anybody heading towards that, I could stop them and say I heard about the game and just pull out this, and I pull out a bag with 200 gold and just like
Oh.
jangle it around and set it back on.
Oh,
Hang on.
Back.
Can I use my divine magic for this petty of a purpose? 1 second.
Are you gonna cast divine intervention?
No, not divine intervention.
What do you think the Forge God would do for this particular instance?
Dear Forge Father, please get us into this illegal gambling ring.
I forgot my password. Allow me to reset it.
What is
no.
your mother's maiden name?
No, I know, like clairvoyance, those sort of spells.
No, I'm seeing if divination does what I want it to do.
Anyone have mind reading? Where is Adolfo? Where is
Does anybody have mind reading?
Adolfo and Selina raised their hand for some reason.
No one can see
Invisibly,
their
so they
hand.
don't even know.
Yeah, so if I take 10 minutes and spend 25 gold, I can basically ask the question, what's the password to get into the gambling place that we're going to, and get an answer.
That's true.
Can you? What spell's that?
Yeah, divination. Let me put it in.
Divination.
As long
that's
as
a
you're
good question.
specific and it's a short answer, you can usually get anything the god is willing to let you know.
The reply might be a short phrase, a cryptic rhyme, or an omen.
But it is
Yeah, you
truthful,
get weird.
so
But it is truthful.
if I'm very specific, it can be very hard to get too far off.
And your god is the god of Forge, who doesn't really like gambling. All right, got it. I know what his
Oh,
response
no.
will be.
I
Oh,
mean,
no.
it's specifically to get in to break it up, so.
Yeah, yeah.
You guess it, and a kumquat just falls out of the sky and lands on the ground in front of you.
So I will ritual cast, which takes 10 minutes, and the question, as Boldrin phrases it,
Oh goodness.
is Lord Bowner, at the moment we seek to enter a den of gambling and deceit so that we might find information on a cruel man and potentially break up this illegal activity. But entry requires a password to enter unsolicited, or to enter what's the word, unmolested. May we know? And that would be the question.
May we know is how you end it?
Sorry, yes. What is the password? Correction.
May we know?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you kindly.
What is the password? Correction.
You see in your mind's eye a type of a red scaled fish.
Red herring?
It is not a herring.
Not a herring. Okay.
It is not a herring.
And I identify the fish.
Give me a nature check. He is very
Hey,
literally showing you the password.
what do I recognize the fish to be with a 17?
It's a red Gyarados. No, it's not.
The shiny Gyarados.
It is a red drum.
Red drum.
Oh God.
Red drum, red drum.
We have to murder all of these people for not because of Kayla, but because of poor password choice.
I got an image of a red drum.
Probably,
Which is an actual kind of fish.
yes, it is.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
And that only puts into my mind that the password is either murder or literally red rum.
Red drum.
Red drum.
Red drum. It's not murder, it's murderer.
I was gonna say they literally have the password picking skills of a junior high school student who has decided that he's going to major in film in college.
And I have 19 gold pieces.
Then
Not
I-
that I
I-
would-
I-
not that I
I
would
say
have
that aloud.
known anyone like that or anything.
Yeah, I say that aloud.
It's not like I
So-
majored in film in college, but
Aw.
There's a difference between majoring in film and being a junior high schooler who intends to major in film.
Correct.
all right.
All right. So how long does it take us to get to the lift?
About 10 minutes.
Not as long as it takes to get to the Uber.
Except the drivers are marginally less creepy and better paid. So
Aaron is going to murder me.
William's the one groaning.
I did a little bit of driving for Uber. It was not a pleasant experience.
So as we approach the lift, Staphylos just kind of holds up a hand. Before we go in, I must ask. And he pulls out of his bag fairly sizable jug with multiple spouts and corks coming off of it. Does anyone need drink before we go?
Yes.
I'll take a shot of ale.
Oh goodness.
I'm not one to turn down someone's hospitality.
Ale. Bring out cups. Yes.
I have a flagon that I always
And he
carry
just
with
starts
me, so-
filling up whatever containers anybody has.
I have
Until we
some.
get
Sure.
until we get to, I think, 3 gallons.
Yeah,
Take the flagon,
I
down
got
the flagon.
I got a flask. I'll just fill that.
Yep.
I wait until people drink and then I drink.
Okay.
Paranoid.
Do I recognize an alchemy jug? Is it a dwarven creation? Alchemy jugs in this setting?
Sometimes, yes. You would. It's easy enough to recognize it. Yes.
4 gallons. 4 gallons. So basically, he fills everybody up, and then he drinks the rest of whatever's there.
I feel like dwarves would be high on the list of people who want to make an alchemy jug specifically because it can make ale.
Oh yeah. So yeah, you all have a drink before getting on the lift. Yeah, the lift.
Yeah,
This
so
This
we're
isn't helping.
this is a cargo lift. This one is made of like it's a, sort of a large white marble platform. That's just on the ground, and there are workers
I believe they- I
around
believe-
that
I
are
believe they call those lift shuttles.
no. There are workers around that are sort of manning the switch and unloading cargo. It's about to go back down. It's easy enough to get on. They don't charge people for using it. You're not the only ones getting on it to go back down either. There's a couple of people with cargo, like carts and wagons, getting on it as well. And the sort of large marble platform just and lowers. So it goes from just flat ground to dropping down. After a few minutes, you find yourself in the undercrust of the city, which is, as I've described previously, all the crystal is above you, and around you is mud, brick, and wood, stone, and the slums of the city. And you see, people who are wearing much dirtier clothes than the people you saw above, moving cargo around and going about their lives.
Smells like home after Solstice Festival.
Good. It's much more
Because
normal.
I suspect it. Sorry.
Yes, Aaron?
No, that was it. That was my entire comment.
Because I suspect it'll be relevant pretty soon. How high are the ceilings?
About 40 to 50 feet up.
Excellent.
And you start heading towards the location that you know of, Staphylos. And you see a large, looks like a boarded up alleyway. But you've been informed that it's actually a door. And as you get closer, you can see there's sort of a like an indentation that looks like it should slide open for a slit, for like a viewing slit.
Okay. Once we get about 50 to 60 feet away, Staphylos basically, who had mentioned stealth? I think it was Hope and
Kalin.
Kalin.
Yeah.
Just grabs
let's-
both of them bodily, lifts them up, and goes.
I mentioned stealth as well.
Okay. Well, he's only got 2 hands, and they were the closest.
Meanwhile, Selina,
Yes.
you get to the end of this alleyway invisibly and turn and look, and there are a number of people sitting around, chatting, shooting the shit, talking. You don't see the elves that saw you. But they seem to be on guard, prepared for something, and you see that most of them have that symbol you saw on the wall on their hand or on their cheek or somewhere, and seeing it on somebody's hand jostles a memory. That symbol was tattooed on the back of Kalin's hand.
How big of an alleyway is this?
You're in sort of a slightly open space now. It's roughly 30 feet square.
Okay.
They're all sitting on one side of it. And it sort of goes at an entrance that leads into a building.
Oh, that's what I. Sorry, I need you to say that again. How big? How?
It's about 30.
wide?
It's about 30 foot square.
30 feet.
You're
Okay,
at one
okay.
end. You're at one end at the entrance to the alleyway. They're at the opposite side of the square, sitting around an entrance to a building.
So, is there somewhere I can position? Is it can be above them? Doesn't matter. Where it's going to, where I can hit all of them with something that has a spell with a 20-foot radius and not hit us.
Yeah, at the door that they're sitting at.
Okay.
Because they're 30 feet away from you. It'll stop 10 feet short of you.
Alrighty. Because she has just lost her patience. So she's casting Synaptic Static.
All right.
All right. Can you put the description of that in? Because I've forgotten what it actually
You're
does.
the one that introduced it to me.
Yeah, but I don't have it up right now.
Shit,
I mean,
that
do you want me to
was-
pull up Umbra? I can make Umbra appear.
Hold on. Because I have to switch this from attack to spell card, and
Yeah.
then it should. There. So they get an intelligence saving throw, unless they have an intelligence of 2 or lower, and then they don't have to worry about it.
But they're already too dumb.
They take 86, so they take 39 damage, or half if they successfully save.
All right. So, back outside.
You guys are just on the other side of this.
Oh
door.
no.
Intelligence save.
Oh.
So if I see them going off to stealth, can I get a pass without a trace off before they
Yeah.
are out of like?
Yeah, you can easily do that.
Great.
Okay.
So those of you that
that's a
stealthing,
22.
stealthing make stealth checks, and those of you that are giving password, you just walk into the door.
Yeah.
All right, you walk up to the door.
Boom, boom, boom.
You hit it, and rather than what you expect the closed door to go boom, 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 instead you hear a ka-chunk, 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 like the door is partially open.
Yeah.
So, I'll push a little bit against it.
It's a pull door.
I'll pull a little bit against it.
Hey, look at that pick lock there.
It opens up. There's nobody on the other side.
I thought I'll look at Boulder as I thought these guys were like thieves or something. Do they not want people getting in?
Actually, this bodes very ill.
And roughly at that point, because all of them failed their saving throws,
Yes.
you hear a chorus of about 10 people screaming in pain before hitting the ground, because you killed them.
Oh shit!
That bodes very ill.
Yeah, I'll.
What was that?
Perhaps
Did we
you
just
bring
walk
your
into a
daughter
gang
to-
war?
Perhaps you
I'll,
bring your daughter to illegal gambling day.
I'll rush
How
in.
would that
Oh, that's-
involve a lot of murder?
No, I mean about door. Murder. Maybe one of daughters is having tantrum.
Mm,
So, are
So
all of you
bad.
rushing in, or
Yes.
Yeah.
all right?
no, I'm
Staples is gonna
sneaking
get
in.
there first.
So you
Yeah.
you all rush in and turn the corner and see about 10 collapsed individuals, all of which looked like they were clutching their head in pain as blood came out their ears and eyes.
Oh God, I'm hands of blue.
And on that revelation, we're going to end for the evening. So, say goodbye, everybody.
Good.
Bye.
Bye.
Have a good evening, everyone. Goodbye.
Goodbye.